It's November 13th, 2021. Thinking. I do a lot of that in my quiet solace. Just me, myself, and I. This is where I am at the moment with Alexander James up there in photo only, although he is substantially older. That was him just a couple of days old. So now, I was born to the universe and to this world as an only child. Just one. No siblings. I had no brothers. I had no sisters. For a very specific reason, at the big round sphere with water on it at this point, with computational complex structures and linguistical challenges, with a shifting dynamic between what I refer to as upper gamma and lower gamma. It could also be considered, parental and sibling. It could be, again, it depends on the wiffle ball that you hold, with many different holes punched out of it, and then purposefully at special places writing what you actually mean, like an equation, and sticking it on the wiffle ball to make one wiffle ball of both apology and setting yourself straight, apologizing to yourself and perhaps other siblings that may not have known, but taking responsibility, I think some say, for this. I don't have wiffle balls handy. I don't have money to purchase wiffle balls. This is not a commercial for wiffle balls. It's just an idea of something different that I've never seen a human in the wild do. Then again, I haven't come across many humans that carry wiffle balls, but I've put up on my social media what a wiffle ball looks like for visual and for 26 alphabet calligraphy characters. So this way there's no confusion when I say wiffle ball. You know it's a ball. It looks like a baseball, but with holes in it, and the center is totally hollow. It's light. I also showed a commercial not too long ago of a version of it that had been tainted with color. So now I was born to Linda and Lou with no siblings. There was no sibling rivalry. There was no brother-sister relationship and desire and camaraderie of any kind. No teamwork, no also having to fight for anything. I just was. They were like two fleshy antennas. I was like the alien delivered to the wrong area. I liked the old man who had the accent and didn't speak English very well. That would be my grandfather. But going to the hairdresser and the man who disappeared for hours and I couldn't find words to describe what he did for a living was difficult. Because they weren't like, whatever. I was just like a doll. That's what it feels like a moving doll. For dress up. So, let's see. So sibling rivalry, I never had. I know that also ties into stories that people who do suffer from things like sibling rivalry and parental rivalry, they suffer from these things. I don't know how they label in linguistics these things. I do not suffer from this. I did not have to fight for Lewis and Linda's attention. I went up, I spoke to them, I got my message across, I walked away. Done. Lately, I've been having a problem this late in the process with manipulation not only of Lou from outside source, but also Linda as well. It's like the world flipped and changed the radio station dial. We went from FM to AM or AM to FM or some streaming podcast all of a sudden where now it is an unquantifiable computation system, and it is getting very, very difficult to decipher who's where, what's what, and why it's changing so drastically in a non-logical way. And I'm not talking irrational way, because I can deal with the balance of a ration and an irration. That I'm very good at logically assimilating myself into the situation and smoothing things over. Where I get in trouble is when the calculations that humans work off of in computational possibilities no longer matches the media, what's coming out of their mouth, and what I'm seeing, and the slope at which society and familial possibilities are going and how the world is occurring. Also on parental side, because that goes back to patriarch, I believe, like patriot, that's where it gets really tricky between mother and fatherland. I'm sticking with Lou was born northern Italy, but not any movie I've ever seen about Italy. They don't represent what he looks like. He looks like Santa Claus from the North Pole. And he doesn't speak Italian, ever. He only speaks English, that I've ever heard. And so that's that. And then Lynn's from New York, born and raised. Never left except for a vacation here or there, but that has not been a long time. So that's it. There's no sibling rivalry on my part. One child to a man and a woman. We don't have a fuzzy sitcom relationship. We also do not have a teledrama or a telenova. There's none of that. It's very different at quantum lengths, being in the wrong area. And to have two sibling problems thrown into my situation, being the 1976 JASON problem and the 1975 ANTHONY problem, is something that was human derived and a human introduction into something that should have never been. And I don't know how to correct that very real problem that still exists today, since I was not part of anything that transpired around it before, during, or after. And I still need, in this, as no siblings and just humanish mom and dad, to get to where I need to be in universe and in actuality and cosmic things. But I'm at a lower gamma state at the moment of completely confusing. I'm still down here, and I am still an only child, lonely only in a room, explaining quantum physics on a wall where there's a hole in the wall. I have an immaculate sun on the wall, and I have my back up against the wall because I don't know how else to get out of this and to get to the man that I belong to and was built for. He still exists in however he was delivered. I don't know. It was not spoken to me, but I only read, and I'm not even literate in reading, because the English that I've learned does not seem to be the English that the upper gamma and politicians seem to speak. So it gets very confusing to me, since I don't know any, and I can't actively explain to them where I am and what my needs are so they could help in a patriarch way and matriarch way with wherever my other is. Other. I'm in a wild by nature situation, but not really, because I'm mother of nature, simultaneously looking for father of nature. I'm sorry, father of time. And I don't want that to get confused. I'm still an only child. It's November 13th, 2021, and it's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way universe, galaxy is broken. At least my section of the galaxy at this point is broken. I also put up something. I put up a lot of some things today. There was a gigantic storm outside, but it only flashed like a light bulb on the outer part of the dome. It did not have lightning bolts, but it did have a very loud audio signature in only certain sections of the dome today. And then it got very brisk, brisk, like very cold, very quickly after the storm. I don't know the significance in that, but I know there's some significance in matching the day, the dome, the signature, and where I am at this particular point. I also know that there is somebody that the humans know of that I found on artificial intelligence, because somebody was kind enough to algorithm it into my Google feed on my cell phone as a he goes by Ruliad, Rulaid, or IAD. Again, I don't have the exact, I put it up on my Facebook page, so there'd be an actual spelling of it, because I have my personal way of explaining it, but I know sometimes he explained it with almost like a wiffle ball, couple of wiffle balls, but his were of solid state, and then like scaffolding of some sort. So I know humans are aware of this feature, and it was somehow able to get to me, which I appreciate. Whoever, I don't ever know, but Stephen Wolfram, Wolfam, was the one who wrote the article that I was actually able to literally read, because it was a literary level that spoke to me, instead of, and that I could live in, rather than being illiterate, which I know at times I am. It depends on the content matter, because my exposure to words and industry of profession has been very little. That's part of the hole in the wall that I was kept in my youth and in my adulthood. Star 1978, Star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way universe, galaxy is broken.